Now we need to create a new service to process the payments. So let me stop the portal, let me switch back and close the project. We'll close everything and we'll create a new service. So inside the services, let's add a new project. This will be an API project. We will call that mango.services. We have the payment API. Now this is not an API, it is more like a processor for the Azure Service Bus, but we will just use this name to be consistent. Let's create that. In here we will need the models and the Azure Messaging Service Bus. So Azure Messaging is already inside mango.messageBus, and we will be referencing that because we need to publish a message after the payment is successful. So it's best we just add a dependency for reference project, which is mango.servicebus. We don't need any controller, so let me remove those. Then the first thing that we will need is the models for our messages. Those models we already added in the order API, so we can just open them in File Explorer. We need the payment request and payment update result message. We will copy them. Let me minimize this. Create a new folder here for messages, and we will paste them right here. We'll just change the API to Payment API. Let me do the same for both of them. Perfect, so our message models are looking good. Next thing that we will need is the Azure Service Bus Consumer. Rather than typing everything again, why not get the extension as well as the consumer? So open in File Explorer. Let me copy the folders for extension and messaging. Let's go back here, and inside the Payment API, we will paste them and just change the namespace. Do not forget changing the namespace. That will cause issue. We will copy that, and let me make sure I change in both the places. Perfect. We will remove the unused using statements for now. If you do Control Dot on the iAzure Service Bus Consumer, you can see we can find that inside the Payment API .messaging, so we will add that using statement. Perfect, this looks good. We need to work on the Azure Service Bus Consumer, but we will do that at the very end. Before that, let's open up the startup file inside the Payment API. Here we have to add few things. First is the process payment. So we will add that as a singleton, process payment. That is inside the payment processor class library. So we'll add that, comma, the implementation is in process payment. That is to process the actual payment. Then we need to add the singleton reference for the service bus consumer to consume the message, and once we process everything, we have to publish a new message. So for that, we will need the iMessage bus as well. So first will be services.add singleton. This will be to consume the message. We have the iAzure Service Bus Consumer, and the implementation is in Azure Service Bus Consumer. Then to publish a message, we will add singleton, iMessage bus, and the implementation is in Azure Service Message Bus. And then to consume everything, do not forget to add app.use Azure Service Bus Consumer, which is the extension method that we added right here, or rather copied it. So with this, our startup file also looks good. The last thing is working on the Azure Bus Consumer. For that, we have to make some modifications in our app settings.json. Let me copy a few details from the orders API, app settings. From the orders API, we have their app settings. We will copy these 4 lines here and paste them right here. We need the service bus connection string, we need the order payment process topic name, but we do not need these two. Now, in order to consume something, along with the topic name, we also need the subscriber name. So if we switch back to Azure Mango Restaurant, let's go to our topics. We have the order payment process topic. In there, we have a subscription for Mango payment. So let me add a subscriber name here. I will call this order payment process subscription, and the name of subscription is Mango payment. So this is sufficient when you have to consume any of the message. So in the next video, let's actually change our Azure Service Bus and consume the message.